Hello, my name is Eric, and today on this podcast, I should say YouTube cast, because this won't be on my podcast, this would be just strictly for YouTube. I decided to do something new. I'm going to call these segments, Where Are They Now? In 2005, that's when I had my Cablevision television show. I had two. One, I did a lot of interviews in the black community in the Bronx. And this video is going to take you back to the year 2005. 2005, I did an interview with Lisa Winters. She started a group called Bronx Lesbian and Gay Health Restore in the Bronx. That's 2005. I moved out of the Bronx in 2008. And I really had lost most of my communication with the Bronx gay community. Since 2008, I have a couple of friends, we talk now and then. But in this video that you're about to see was taking place in 2005. And if you're looking at this video out there in TV land, and you know any of these people in this video, let me make a comment on where are they now? Where are these advocates, these lesbian gay advocates of the 2000s? Where are they now? Welcome to the craziness that lives inside my head.
Bienvenidos nuevamente a Fruta Extrana Televisión. Este día tan especial, como ustedes dijeron, se dan cuenta que la programación nos encontramos con un sol radiante, con una temperatura espectacular, porque nos encontramos en el desfile, lo que le llaman aquí la parade gay, de nuestra herencia y nuestro orgullo aquí en la ciudad de Manhattan, que por cierto este año es el número 36. Esperamos que todos ustedes nos sintonicen porque tenemos muchas sorpresas. Una de ellas es, bueno, debo de adelantarles que se encuentra conmigo nuestro coanfitrión Izzy Ruiz, quien también se encargará de averiguar muchas cosas que ustedes no saben por ahora. Pero lo más importante de este evento es que tenemos a la directora y coordinadora del grupo del Bronx, cuyo nombre es Lisa Winter.
We're the gay community center in the Bronx now. We're the only community center up here. Actually, it's really exciting. The Bronx has had some really solid history with grassroots organizing. There used to be a group called Bronx Lesbians United in Sisterhood Blues, which I actually used to be a part of, and I actually was the founder and a part of, and I was there for a very long time. It was a wonderful organization. It was really a multiracial grassroots organizing project. We did social stuff, we did cultural stuff, we even began to do some political stuff. It was really a great project and had a natural life cycle. It began and it ended, as lots of grassroots organizations do that don't have resources and sustainability to keep themselves going. And we also had a brother organization called GMOB, Gay Men of the Bronx, which was founded by a great gentleman, Ron Jacobowitz, who is no longer with us, but his legacy lives on in the spirit of gay male organizing in the Bronx. And what Blues and GMOB really did is they really brought attention to organizing in the outer boroughs. There are very identified neighborhoods in the city in New York City, of Chelsea, the West Village, the East Village, now in Brooklyn, Park Slope and other areas. I don't know Brooklyn that well, but Park Slope and other areas of Brooklyn that are also identifiably gay. And in Queens, it's Flushing, I think, which is, you know, the identifiable place in Queens for gay and lesbian organizing. But in the Bronx, there's really no place where people are identifiable. There's no neighborhood that's identifiable where people come and congregate. And part of that problem is the way the Bronx is situated. You know, we've got the Cross Bronx sort of going right through the east and the west. Some parts of the Bronx are two fare zones, which makes it difficult to travel from place to place. And if you had to say, is there a concentrated neighborhood or identified neighborhood where the LGBT community in the Bronx hangs, you can't really say that there's one. I mean, there's pockets that we sort of know anecdotally, like we know there's, in our organization, the Bronx Lesbian and Gay Health Resource Consortium, we have zip codes from Parkchester. There's lots of zip codes from Parkchester, from this neighborhood, which is 104, 55, 6, 7, 8, and 59. And then the Parkchester neighborhood, and then a little bit more 104, 7, 3, I guess, and then some over at Hunts Point. But there's no really identifiable neighborhood or space where Bronx lesbians and gays come. So we have become this community center, which is located on 149th Street and 3rd Avenue. We've become a gay community center for the Bronx lesbian and gay community. We've become a home.
Aquí con una de las fanaticadas. Where are you from?
We're from the Boogie Blanc Bronx.
Oh, pues nosotros somos del Bronx también. Yeah. ¿Cómo te llamas?
I'm Baby.
Ok, esta es Fruta Extraña Televisión. ¿Y está aquí con tu familia?
Yeah, it's my wife.
¿Siempre vienen?
Diana, Mimi.
Oh, sí, qué lindo. ¿Cuál es su mensaje para la comunidad de allá afuera? Aprovecha las cámaras.
Represent the gay pride. Yeah.
Quiero que nos muestres tu... Deliciosa, lindo. El orgullo es nuestra herencia, ¿verdad? Felicidades, gracias por estar aquí y sintonízanos en el Bronx los sábados a las 11 de la noche.
So our history began in 1996, where myself and my very dear friend Charles Rice Gonzalez, who's the co-executive director of the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, which is a cultural institution in the Bronx, a fabulous cultural institution which is thriving at the moment, much due to his nurturing and leadership. Charles and I got together to start to think about services in the Bronx. Like, we were frustrated. GMOB kind of had a beginning and an end. Blues had a beginning and an end. Unfortunately, the Lambda Democrats had a beginning and an end, and the Lavender Center had a beginning and an end. And we were kind of frustrated and wanted to see something in the Bronx happen. We know that we've got the population up here. What can we do to reach that population and really give people something that they want and something that they need? So the consortium was born from a health fair. We hooked up with some medical students and some doctors through the Albert Einstein College of Medicine and the Montefiore Hospital residency program in social medicine. We hooked up with some of the residents there and some doctors there to think about programming for lesbians and gays in the Bronx. What was born out of those conversations and several meetings was a health fair that we held in 1997, which was attended by over 200 people and lots of community organizations, and therein the consortium was born. We started out with one staff member and small offices located over at 940 Garrison Avenue, which is the home of the Hunts Point Multi-Service Center, which is a beautiful multi-service center that provides lots of services to youth and provides lots of arts programming to the community. Really great program. really great institution. We were housed with them, and as we became more visible and more funded, we provided more services, and we've recently moved to this space that we're sitting in now, which is we're located at 448 East 149th Street on the 3rd floor. We're between Brook and Bergen Avenues, 2 blocks east of 3rd Avenue. And our major programs that we have here are a youth program, a lesbian program, a transgender program, and a gay men's program. And each of those programs do special and unique things based on the needs and the wants of the community.
I'm on my tippy toes right here because this beautiful woman is quite tall. So please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ms. Brazil 2000. I'm here in United States for 2 years and a half. So I'm very proud to be in this country because we get so far away with our laws, include Massachusetts, my state, state that I live. We have the legal marriage, so I'm very proud of that.
And what are you looking forward to today the most?
Have fun and celebrate the life at all.
That's right, celebrate life. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too, thank you.
I've been here since December as the executive director, and I was, like I said, one of the founding members of the organization, and I've been on the board since the beginning of the organization. I think our success has been the numbers of people who walk through our door and the numbers of programs that we're offering to people. Our increased success rate with raising the visibility of the lesbian and gay community in the Bronx, addressing the needs of the transgender community in the Bronx. So that's a big answer to a small question. What's been our biggest success? I think we've had many successes. And I think every day we have a success. Like just yesterday I heard from one of the foundations that we had written a grant to that we got $7,000. And I said, woohoo, you know. I mean, it's just like every day we're making headway, we're making progress. We moved to this building about a year ago, and it's really a pretty gay community center. People come here, they feel really welcomed and really supported here. They feel like there's a place, there's a home for them, so we have lots of foot traffic. Our youth program is a tremendous success. We have over 45 kids coming here every day. It's a drop-in and educational program, so from 2:30 to 4, they come in, use the computer and the internet, talk with each other, have something to eat, get acquainted with each other, watch the videos or television, like that, continue to have their snacks. And from 4 to 5:30, we have a discussion or project. Usually, for the last 8 weeks, we've been having Cornell University in to do a nutrition class. On Thursdays, we have an arts and crafts teacher. On Wednesdays, we have a psychologist, so kids can make an appointment and speak to the psychologist. We have links with tutors, so if kids need tutoring, we can hook them up with a tutor. And the youth program is really wonderful. Like, it's really great to finally have a space in the Bronx where kids can come and they can congregate, where they can feel safe, where they can be with each other, they can be gay. There's nothing like that in the Bronx. We got lots of those programs in Manhattan, but not up here in the Bronx, and it's really special that finally we've got something like that going. We've got a transgender program that's run by a really terrific coordinator, Tyra Allure. Many people know her, I think, from the clubs. She's a fairly well-known performer, and has a great following in the transgender community, in the gay community. And she's come in here with her great personality and her warm energy, and has developed, or has begun to develop, our transgender program, which focuses on cultural and social programming for the transgender community. It's hard to get the transgenders out. They're fearful for their safety. They're fearful to to be ridiculed, to just come out in public. And so she's really done a really good job to bring in the transgenders here to the Gay Community Center. Our lesbian project is equally as fantastic. It's run by also a good personality, Imani Rashid, who is well connected and knows lots of people, and so Imani brings with her a following. You know, we have like 45 lesbians here on any given evening for one of her projects. Largely they're topic focused, so she has a guest speaker to come in to talk about a specific issue that's, you know, important to the lesbian community. But they also do other socializing things together. Like, for instance, next Friday we're having a big lesbian dance. And our Healthy Men's Night Out program, which is funded through the MHRA, the Department of Health, is a project that actually doesn't bring gay men here to the Gay Community Center. It brings services to the gay men in various Bronx clubs and Manhattan clubs. Those services are a smorgasbord, really, of health and clinical services. Some of those are free hepatitis A and B shots, syphilis and gonorrhea screening, mental health screening, smoking cessation counseling and referral, HIV counseling and testing, and so on and so forth. And it's done in such a way so that we provide incentives for people who want to come through our program. We've hooked it up so that some of the promoters, the club promoters who either own the club or doing some of the events at the clubs, a client can come to the club. Let's say it's the Warehouse right on 138th in the Grand Concourse. A client can come to the club and get his admission fee either reduced or back if they go through our services. It's really a great, and you know, that $15 means a lot to our community. I think in Manhattan it's less. I think in Manhattan, where the community is in a better place economically, $15, $10 doesn't really mean that much to them. But in our community, $15 means a lot to our community. So we've had a really great success rate with people who are willing to go through the services. And like I said, it's not just HIV counseling and testing. It's offering a whole series of services so that gay men know their stats, don't just know their eye color, their waist size, their hip size, their bust size, but they know their stats. They know their chlamydia. They know whether or not they have syphilis. They get screening for HIV. They get hepatitis A and B free vaccinations. It's really a terrific project. So those are our 4 big projects that we offer at the consortium.
What's your name?
Alexa.
Alexa?
Caracamburão.
Kadekamburo?
Yeah.
Yes? And what's your name?
How do you call me? Barbie.
Barbie.
I guess
see
Barbie.
Yeah, look at that. And this is your first time here in the parade, or you come every year?
Oh no, we show up every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
And how do you feel today? Hot? Happy?
Beautiful and star.
Fabulous. Wow, you see that? What are your expectations from community outside? Those that they still in the house, they don't want to come out of the closet.
We understand it's very hard to come out. It is very hard. But just remember one thing, you don't hide for the whole world, you hide for yourself. Sooner or later, you're gonna suffer, you need to come out, girl.
All right, thank you ladies so much. Enjoy your day, bye-bye.
Oh, I'd love to talk about that, actually. It's really exciting. You know, the consortium has always had a place at the table at Gay Pride. We've always gone. We've always rented a car, tried to decorate it as best we could, you know, gotten our little flyers together and tried to, you know, have a presence in Gay Pride. But this year, because we've expanded so much in the lesbian and gay community and our visibility has increased tremendously, we decided to make our debut this year at Gay Pride. And we really here at the consortium, meaning we, myself and staff, really feel that Gay Pride is like gay Christmas. If you work gay, you work on Christmas. You work gay Christmas. So we are having a float for the first time in the near 35-year history of Heritage of Pride, the people who put on the Gay Pride March and Rally. So we're having our float, and not only is it the first time for the consortium, but it's the first time in the near 35-year history of Heritage of Pride that any Bronx organization has ever had a float. So we're really making history. We're going to have a beautiful float. It's really beautifully decorated. Our mural, which you'll get to see in a minute, is going to be hand painted on the back of the float. We have performers in a samba band and African drummers on the float. It's going to be beautiful. And this year's theme is Equal Rights, No More, No Less. And so what we're saying is, equal rights, no more, no less. You can't ignore the Bronx anymore. We have over 130,000 lesbians and gays living in the Bronx. Our time is now. New year, new leadership, new consortium. We're making our debut. We also rented out a little over 3/4 of a block on Washington Street between West Houston and Spring, where we're going to be providing those services that I mentioned previously, that we bring into the clubs, as well as have a stage and performers and our literature and what have you. So we're really making a big splash this year in Gay Pride, and we're really excited here at the consortium.
Trying to put some light on here for you to make it a little more dramatic. I'm actually very proud of this mural. This mural project was started before I was even coordinator here, and actually I think you were talking a little bit about the history of the program and about BLGHRC altogether, and I think that this mural is definitely a true statement to the ownership by the youth about the spot next door. We had a few interim executive directors here. We had a couple of coordinators for the youth program, and I think that one thing that was really consistent was the youth that were involved in the mural project. They met consistently and they spoke about what they wanted the mural to look like and what they wanted it to represent. And initially, thank you. As you can see, some of the kids are around, and I don't know if you can hear them in the background or whatever, but initially it was a series of self-portraits. So the youth that you see actually in the mural, through a series of workshops, learned how to draw themselves. And as it started to come together and as the collective started to grow, they decided that they wanted it to represent the spot next door and what it meant to them. In the center, you see an angel who they collectively decided was going to represent their guardian angel, and above it you see the words, "Only God can judge us." The angel is androgynous, so it's supposed to represent someone who is gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or an ally, and who basically just watches over them. And the buildings on the bottom actually represent the neighborhood. I don't know if you can get this, but it actually represents the neighborhood here in the South Bronx, and BLGHRC itself, the center. So I'm actually really proud of this piece, and God forbid we ever move from here. I don't know how we're gonna do it, if it's piece by piece, but I'm taking this thing with me if I have to, if we have to leave from here, or if, God forbid we ever get defunded, or if a bomb hits us, whatever, somehow this will survive. It has already. But, so that's every Thursday we have something called Art with Jason, and Jason was actually my youth in another program, in a summer program, and it was kind of ironic that when I came to work here that he was actually the volunteer that would come weekly and sort of helped guide them through the process of the mural project. We've since moved on to, the mural is finished, we've since moved on to other projects, other art projects. Like today, we'll be doing t-shirts for Gay Pride, and they also have a canvas project where this was self-portraits. They're actually working on things where they're drawing each other now. So the art program definitely lives on. Art is definitely a big part of what we're about here at the spot anyway. So.
Como les dije anteriormente, es la primera vez que la comunidad del Bronx se encuentra con un float inmenso. Parece que se trajeron todos los habitantes de allá, quienes quisieron y no quisieron salir, y este día se encuentran aquí presentes. La directora es la persona que tengo aquí al lado. Hi Lisa, how you doing today?
Good, I'm doing fantastic.
How do you feel this day?
Oh my God, today I feel wonderful, I feel exhausted, and wonderful at the same time. It's like today we're making history in the Bronx.
That's what we want you to tell us about it.
Yes, we're making history in the Bronx, we're making history in Heritage of Pride and history in Stonewall, because this is the first time we have ever had a float in Gay Pride, and the first time a Bronx organization has ever had a float in Gay Pride. It's been 36 years. This is the first time we've ever done that. And in all the splendor of Gay Pride, it's always missed a color of the rainbow. And the color of the rainbow has been the Bronx, north of 125th Street. So today, we have one more color of the rainbow.
It seems like you're so excited.
I am. I'm terribly excited. It's fantastic. It's wonderful.
Now, what do you see is happening? You know, this is a big day for the Bronx community. Where do you see we're going to go to next? What do you hope to see?
Well, I hope to see our small community organization, which is in the South Bronx on 149th Street. I hope to see us create a thriving community center in the Bronx, a place where people can meet and congregate, a place where we can provide services and advocacy for the Bronx lesbian and gay community, Bronx lesbian and gay transgender community. And I see it as that we're really beginning to build a movement north of 125th Street, a thriving movement, a wonderful movement, a movement where people are excited and proud of where they live, and proud to be out, and proud to be gay, and proud to like be a part of the whole thing.
Como ustedes pueden ver, comienza la flotilla que estábamos esperando. La comunidad donde se encuentra Lisa Winter. Hi Lisa. Happy Pride everybody. This is the Bronx. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is the Bronx. The Bronx is here. Vamos a ver que se encuentra la comunidad más grande. Happy Pride.